Hi, I'm Barb McKittrick, a naturalist with the Forest Preserve District of Kane County. Welcome to one of our Nature Virtually Everywhere programs. Today, I'm out here at Les Arends Forest Preserve in Batavia, and I'd like to introduce you to some of the highlights of this preserve, including the Chief Waubonsie Trail and the Fox River Trail. So let's head on down towards the river, and I'll show some of the interesting highlights as we go. So Les Arends Forest Preserve is named after Les Arends, who was a congressman from Illinois that was instrumental in helping the Forest Preserve purchase this property in the 1970s. So we're going to be looking at a lot of stops along the Chief Waubonsie Trail. Chief Waubonsie was the head of the Potawatomi tribe, one of the last Native American groups that lived in this area. So here we are at the first stop along our walk here at Les Arends. This is one of the two shelters that's available to the public to rent, and inside is one of the first symbols of the Waubonsie Trail. So come on in with me, we'll take a look. It's a nice area here for having picnics. It's a really beautiful shelter that comes with electricity and this very beautiful fireplace. Above the fireplace is that first symbol. This is the symbol of the Potawatomi tribe. And the Potawatomi settled here in Les Arends area because of the really fertile soil. They camped here and they farmed in the floodland forest, and then they fished in the Fox River and hunted in the surrounding woodlands. So here at Les Arends, we've got several different ways to get around. We've been walking, but I'm also going to grab my bike and we're going to take a little ride along the Fox River Trail. So the Fox River Trail runs 40 miles from Oswego all the way to Algonquin. So a big portion of the 40-mile Fox River Trail is built on an old rail bed. There was a trolley, the Aurora Elgin trolley, that ran along this corridor at the turn of the century, and it's been turned into a multi-use trail. You can see a lot of bikers and hikers out here pretty much any time of the year, cross-country skiers in the winter. As you're riding along the Fox River Trail here, you're going to be going past a lot of exposed rock like we see over here. This is a special rock that you don't see very often in Kane County. There's a very thin layer of topsoil in this area, and when that Elgin Aurora trolley that I mentioned was put in, the rock was cut away. So it exposed this dolomite rock. So dolomite is a sedimentary rock, very similar to limestone, a bit of a different chemical content. And it was created back in the day when Kane County and really all of Illinois was covered by an inland sea. This was many millions of years ago. At that time, the mud beneath settled down in the sea, along with all the dead plant and animal material, and compressed over millions of years to create this dolomite that was laid down well before the time of the dinosaurs. They were here from 65 to 200 million years ago, but this rock was laid down in the Silurian period, which was more like 430 million years ago. Long time. So there's a great spot for fishing here at Les Arends Forest Preserve on the Fox River. You can catch all types of fish: channel cat, bluegill, crappie, large and smallmouth bass, even muskie. So here we have Mill Creek. Mill Creek's headwaters are in Campton Hills, and about 500 feet downstream is the confluence of Mill Creek with the Fox River. Further upstream is Mooseheart Lake, and there's a dam there that creates the lake, and then Mill Creek meanders over here from the lake. So let's step on over to the other side and look upstream. So upstream, as I mentioned, is Mooseheart Lake. And there's a pretty high dam over there. Exiting the dam, in between there and the bridge that we're standing on, is a really steep ravine. It's a very unusual feature. something we don't often see. It's exposed limestone on the cliff sides, and there are a lot of rare plants growing in that community. Things like the cliff break fern. So it's private property. We can't get up there now, but it's nice to think that some of those plants may have found their way into Les Arends Forest Preserve. So here we are on the Fox River Trail offshoot that has a great view of this floodplain forest. You can see that the understory in a floodplain forest is really clear. That's because for most of the year, this area is covered with water. So the plants here really love their roots to be wet all year long. It's been a little dry right around the last couple of weeks. So a lot of that water has left, and it left mud behind, but often you just see standing water here at any time of the year. Okay, so we're heading over here to the overlook on the Fox River. Let's check it out. So we're just in a spot here that is chock full of nature. I hope you'll come out to the Les Arends Forest Preserve sometime soon. Do some hiking, some fishing, some biking, and some nature appreciation. Join us for some of our other Nature Virtually Everywhere programs by going to kaneforest.com and seeing what else we have to offer. Hope to see you out here soon.